Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Saturday afternoon video. Right here on the former home of the Gilmore Chronicles, now known as the Dark and Mysterious and Evil Shadows Lair 2.0. And this is episode number 108 of the Shadows Lair 2.0 series. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in the Shadows Lair, otherwise known as the description box below. So, do it now, or you will get sent there, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will come back out and eat your soul. So do it now. Alright, so subscribe to the channel, and my other channels as well, all down below in the gobbledygook. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, share the video all over the internet, leave a comment if you like, but if these stupid comments, back to the Shadow Realm you go, and you get beaten even more, and then Ozzy and Satan will just laugh at you. That's pretty much it. So don't do it. Go do it on somebody else's channel, or just do it on your garbage channel. Nobody cares. If you ain't gonna do it on mine, you don't like it, tough shit. That's that. And, like I said, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, well, you're pretty much SOL. You better know what that means. And if not, you got problems. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. You sit back. You relax. Grab the tasty cold one. Put your smelly, stinky, unwashed feet up and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You don't, well, fuck you, man. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Easter weekend is upon us. Easter is tomorrow. We got Holy Saturday, where the day before Jesus rose from the dead on that glorious Easter day. But pretty much tonight, it's really Holy Saturday, where you go to church, you bring back your palms, and then they burn them. And then tomorrow they use it for incense. So that's basically why they call it Holy Saturday. The day before Jesus rose from the dead. But if you don't know the story, then read the Bible, you fuckers. And that's that. So getting ready for another Easter Sunday. We remember Jesus Christ the Lord and rising from the dead and all that other good stuff. I'm gonna have fun. We're gonna, all the kiddies gonna be culling their eggs tonight. And then tomorrow, going on a nice little scavenger hunt to find the eggs. Get their little Easter baskets with jelly beans and Starburst and candy. Find the eggs wherever they may be. Eat them. I don't know what you're gonna do. And then have a nice Easter meal. And all that good stuff. And get to watch baseball or whatever you're gonna watch the rest of the day. That's pretty much it. But it's the calm before the storm, so we get that. But hope you have a great Saturday. I'm actually going to be going out pretty soon with the missus to do some Holy Saturday festivities. Gonna go to church in a little bit to celebrate. And then tomorrow we're going to be, what we got to do. Easter Sunday with the folks, and then watch some TV, have a nice meal, and then back to work right after that. And that's it. Then we get ready for Memorial Day weekend, which is next month, and end of May, the unofficial start of the summer. So we're getting ready for that. So right after Easter, we're getting ready. The summer is just right around the corner. So we're going to make a few pit stops, but it is what it is. But hope everybody has a great Easter weekend. And I'll be doing a vlog probably on Monday on the next episode of the Shadows Lair. I'll get it out of my mouth. That's what she said. And we get that. But we got some wrestling on tonight. We got Triple A is on tonight at 10 on YouTube if you want to watch that. Baseball's on tonight. Mets are playing San Francisco Giants tonight. Game 3 of that 4-game series they won last night. 8-2, but concern for Juan Soto, who came out of the game in pretty much the second inning with right calf tightness. That's not fun. So probably won't be in the lineup today, maybe not tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too serious. I mean, it's early in the season, so if he does go down for like a couple weeks or maybe a month, kind of sucks, but, I think the Mets have enough depth to win games, but, we'll see what happens. But losing Soto early, Met fans like, the season's over! Morons, it's game number 9! And we talk about, the season's over! Idiots. Fake as fuck Met fans. Let's see what happens. He will not be, I doubt he'll be in the lineup tonight unless he miraculously says, hey, I'm better. Right. No, you stay there. Or you DH. You don't have to do much. But we'll see what happens tonight. Clay Holmes on the mound tonight for the Mets. We got that. Yankees, Game 2 against the Marlins at that construction site in the Bronx. Thank you for winning yesterday. Give the Mets the Mets won. They gained a game, so they're 1.5 games out of first. Still, I believe, tied for last place, but, it's early. It's early. Game number 9, with, People's like, the Mets season's over. Not yet. Talk to me in June, okay? That's that. But anyway, we got that tonight. Also, we have NXT Stunned and Deliver. Gotta do the pose, like the Yes Boys do. Can't do it, just say, stand and deliver. You gotta do Stunned and Deliver. Gotta do the pose, because it sounds really dumb when you say it. And that's that. But we got that pay-per-view on tonight at 7 p.m. on YouTube. We're gonna watch it on YouTube tonight. It's gonna be fun. First pay-per-view on YouTube, I believe, for the WWE, for NXT, was, getting away from ESPN, thank the Lord. ESPN can go fuck itself. That's it. Pay-per-views live on and streaming on YouTube. That's what I want. For free. That would be nice, but we'll see what happens for that. But it should be a good show tonight. We got 7 total matches. We got a pre-show match for the first time in a couple years. And we get that. So, as the title below says, it is time for your NXT Stunned and Deliver predictions. Stand and Deliver comes your way tonight from St. Louis, Missouri, at the factory, at the district. Or some rinky-dink factory, but I digress. So, should be a great show tonight. This is their big show, basically. This is their WrestleMania. So, because we got WrestleMania 2 weeks from today, night 1, and then night 2 weeks from tomorrow. So, but that's in Vegas. And usually NXT St. Louis like in the morning or the afternoon of night 1 of WrestleMania. But this year, not happening. And I like it. Let it be on its own, not during WrestleMania week, because it's too much for the production team, for the wrestlers, and for the fans, and all that other shit. Let it be a standalone pay-per-view. That's where it should be. But this is their WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a great show. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. I'd already wasted, because I do got to go out. And we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the pre-show, we got a 10-person mixed tag team match. It should be exciting. Anyway, so we got Wank and Crank, or Hank and Spank, those two idiots. My boy, Shiloh Hill, follow him on Twitter, he'll follow you back, probably. He follows me on Twitter. I mean, come on. Who the hell is E.K. Prosper? Did they change Eli Knight's name? I think that's Eli Knight. Yeah, it is. Now he's going by E.K. Prosper? What? Eli Knight sounds way better than E.K. Prosper. I guess they changed it because it was too similar to L.A. Knight. Yeah. Or Eli Drake, whatever you want to call him. E.K. Prosper sounds like a... That's a stupid name. I mean, who thought of that? Alright, and my girl Maddie Rankowski. So, collectively, they will take on Birthmark, which is Lexus King, Stacks Mahomes, his hot wife, the TNA Knockouts champion, Ariana Grace, Mr. Eagle's son, Charlie Dempsey, and Finley's son, Uriah Connors. Yes, that's his son. That's David Finley's brother, by the way, if you didn't know that by now. This should be a pretty, I guess it'll be okay match. I'm going to go with the faces to win. I'm not feeling Birthright or Birthmark. I just don't like the group, but it's boring. It is what it is. But I think Team Shiloh will get the win, and we move on with that. That's the pre-show. Now, let's get to the 6 matches on the main show. Rare, you get 6. But this is their WrestleMania, so they're going to put out as much as they can. Alright, so we're going to start off with the NXT Tag Team titles on the line. We got the champions, the Vanity Project. Brett, I keep saying Brad. I'm sorry to all the people I thought that said Brett Baylor. It's Brad. Brad, I'm sorry. Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes. That's his. Finally, get to know his first name. I always call him Smokes because I don't know his first name. But it is what it is. So, Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes with the former Evolve Men's Champion Jackson Trick. They take on Los Americanos. That's Rayo and Bravo, or Pete fucking Dunne and Tyler Bate, with Ludwig Spears, Ludwig Kaiser. You know him as Marcel Bartel, the Timu version of El Grande Americano. The fans love him. In Triple R and in NXT / WWE. They love him. And eventually, we're gonna get that. I think it's next weekend is the Triple R big show. Well, going against TNA. Great. The Grande Americanos, Chad Gable and Marcel Bartel, they'll fight it out in a mask versus mask match. I don't know if it's next week or it's gonna happen. But it's in Triple R. Kind of sucks. It should be at Mania. Just saying. But it fits because it's in Mexico, because I do that in Mexico. So that's going to happen, I think, this month. I don't know if it's next week or the end of the month. I forget. But that's going to happen. But he's going to be there. And the fans, like I said, they love them, these guys. And why not? They won the number 1 contendership. They won the tournament to become the number 1 contenders. Vanity Project won a gauntlet match for the vacant titles. That was it, and really haven't offended them much. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to go with the Americanos to get the win. I mean, it is what it is. I think the Vanity Project should just stay and evolve. But, I mean, it is what it is. I think they're moving them up a little bit. See what they can do. I think Jackson Drake could be great for the North American title picture and the world title. I don't think he's going to get it yet, but we'll see what happens with that. And then Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes already have the titles. You know, getting a little taste of NXT. I don't think they're going to win, unless by chicanery, but we'll see. But I'm going to go with the Americanos to get the win and become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. That's that. Alright, then we go to the NXT North American Championship on the line. We got the champ. I also call him Ozzy Osbourne. He defends against, well, the unlikeliest of people, because they had that gauntlet match. And the winner was Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. He's going to have his hot wife Candice LeRae at ringside. And Johnny with his lazy as fuck gimmick. Laying down, not giving a fuck. The fans are like, what is this, you know? I'm like, what is he doing? I thought he was legit gonna be sent down to NXT or released, goes to AEW, reunites with Ciampa, DIY in AEW, which I still think is gonna happen. But they send him back down to NXT. He wins this gauntlet match just by falling down. Like, Candice LeRae pushed him down. He fell on Shiloh. What are you gonna do? So he gets the win. He faces Miles, and then we saw this past Tuesday. He kind of woke up. And he says, "Now I know my home and everything." And he's a former three-time North American champion. I think he's gonna become the first ever four-time NXT North American champion. So I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano to pick up the win over Miles, so call him Ozzy Osbourne. I think he might go to the main roster to be with his hot wife, Stephanie Foucault. Well, not wife yet, but hot girlfriend. Put that ring on that finger, dude, if you want her. Holy shit. I would. I mean, shit. If I had Stephanie Foucault as my girlfriend, I better wife her up quick. Shit. But I digress. So I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano to beat Miles Bourne. I think, like I said, Miles is going to go to the main roster. Probably be on Raw with his girlfriend, Stephanie Foucault. There's going to be a lot of call-ups after WrestleMania. JC Jane, I think, is going to be called up. Miles, I think, will be called up. Lola Sissy would be called up. Who else? Sol Ruka, maybe. Well, I think Delta Zarya will be kept down there. But I think Sol Ruka would definitely be on the SmackDown roster. Blake Monroe, I think will be great for Raw or SmackDown. And on the men's side, Joe Hendry probably be going up. I don't give a fuck. Maybe my cousin Tony D'Angelo, Ricky Starks, Ethan Page. They're going to be coming up to the main roster pretty soon. If not after Mania. I mean, we'll see. And we got the spring cleaning, so we're going to kick the people that suck, basically, kick them out, and then bring up all the people for NXT because of the future. You know, see if Hunter can work with them, because you know how people come up from NXT, they get some good hype, down the drain. So I'm worried about Oba right now. Excuse me. I'm really worried about Oba Femi right now. I am really worried. Because if they make him lose to Brock, I mean, it doesn't hurt him, but I would have Oba beat Brock, have Brock kind of like pass the torch to Oba, and then Oba goes on a monster run. Even, maybe we might see Roman versus Oba at SummerSlam Night 2. I'd pay for that. Instead of having, like, Braun Breaker and Roman. I think Braun Breaker will face Seth Rollins probably at Backlash. Or maybe by Clash in Italy. I mean, we'll see. I think the winner of the Money, not Money in the Bank, I think it's supposed to be really in September, I believe. I don't know when it is, but no, Night of Champions may not happen in Saudi Arabia. They might change that to September. I kind of reported that, but then they're like saying, oh, no, not yet. So, I don't know. But I think the winner of the Money in the Bank match probably cash in on Roman. I hate saying that, but it could happen. I hope it doesn't. And I hope he loses. But we'll see. But anyway, yeah. So, Miles will probably go up after this pay-per-view, or go up probably after Mania. But I got Johnny Gargano to become a four-time champion, and I think it'll be good. That's that. I hate to say he's a mid-carder, but he's pretty much mid-card for life. I know, he's been NXT World Heavyweight Champion. I get that. He had a great feud with Andrade, and he had a great feud with Ciampa. I think he had one with Aleister Black, but, you know, nothing really big on the main roster, even though DIY became tag team champions, and then they lost they lost to the Motor City Machine Guns. And then pretty much they became extinct after that. And then Ciampa left to go to AEW, started off slow, became the TNT champion, lost it in a month to Kyle Fletcher. I mean, what are you gonna do? And now Ciampa's starting to make a good comeback now. But it is what it is. I don't know what they're doing with Ciampa right now. I think they're waiting for Johnny Gargano's contract to go bye-bye. That's what I think. I think his contract's gonna end. He's gonna go back. He's gonna go to AEW, be with Ciampa. DIY reunites. They win the tag team belts. From, I don't know who, maybe FTR. I would love to see that again. FTR versus DIY, do it one more time. I'd love to see DIY versus the Bucks, or a Private Party. I'd love to see that. Is it going to happen? We don't know. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we got the NXT Women's Championship on the line. It was supposed to be JC Jane defending against either Kendall Gray and Lola Vice, but as we saw on NXT Roadblock on Tuesday, there's a little bit of a controversy as Kendall pinned Lola, but then Lola made Kendall tap, and Shawn Michaels comes out. I don't know what to do, Hunter. I don't know what to do, Hunter. You know, and Hunter's like, make it a triple threat match. Yeah. So HBK tells Robbie E, make it a triple threat match. You know, so Robbie E's like, okay, I'll do it. So we got a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne defending against Kendall Gray and Luna Isis. If JC wins, I know people are going to crash out. They are going to riot. They are going to voice their displeasure on tout. You know, they might even go to their friend Mark and not watch wrestling anymore. You know, but I think this is where JC finally loses the belt. I really want Lola to win this title, finally. I know she has the Triple A Mixed Tag Team Championship with Mr. Iguana. And so I really want Lola to win. I think, and I said this pretty much since Kendall came into NXT, she was in Evolve and lost, didn't lose the title. She basically did an over family. She said, I don't need it anymore. So she signs with NXT. I think she's going to win the title because she came this close to beating JC the first time. So I think Kendall Gray is going to become the new NXT Women's Champion. And Maddie Winkowski will be there. She's going to be all happy. Probably get a little bit jelly. And then we'll see Kendall Gray and Maddie. I love Maddie Winkowski to become NXT Women's Champion. It's going to happen? Probably not, but I think JC will lose the title, and then after Mania, she goes right up to the main roster. Right up. Where? It doesn't matter. Raw or SmackDown, I think she'd be put right in to the Intercontinental title picture and the Women's title picture, and maybe the US title picture on SmackDown. I mean, we'll see. But as far as Fallon Doko, Dawn Henley and Laney Reed, they'll probably just stay down there, stay in the women's title picture. Maybe they don't have tag team belts. Maybe they could go for the women's tag team belts if they get defended there. But, I think JC will break away from Fatal Attraction. Fatal Influence. I think Fatal Influence will be gone, or they find another person. Maybe Blake Monroe joins them. Maybe. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. I think Fatal Influence 2.0 will be great with Blake Monroe, Fallon Henley, and Laney Reed, or they just do something else with them. I don't know. So I'm going to go with Kendall Gray to win the NXT Women's Championship. And that's that. Then we got the big one between the ladies. Sol Ruca, the resident surfer girl, takes on her former bestie, Delta. And man, we wanted these two to fight months ago. We wanted them to break up. They could have fought at, not a deadline per se, but maybe Halloween Havoc or whatever. They should have broke these two up months ago, and they teased it for a long time. We finally get it. I think at Vengeance Day, and Delta couldn't have, she was so fed up with Sol, she cost her the belt and everything. Blah, blah, blah. And then they started fighting, and then we saw at Madison Square Garden, outside Madison Square Garden, they're fighting. They didn't show that. They should have. And then they had a face-to-face, and, Delta really laid into Sol. It's like, I'm tired of being in your shadow, and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. So it's going to come to a head. I know a lot of people are picking Sol Ruca to maybe win this match. She's going to the main roster anyway. I'm going with Delta to win, because I think it fits. I think it makes perfect sense to have Delta beat Sol Ruca and not have Sol Ruca snatch her soul, So, we'll see. So, I'm going with Delta to get the win. Alright, then our final women's match on the card for the NXT Women's North American Championship. We got the crazy lady, Tatum Paxley, taking on Blake Monroe. Oh, my. Tatum getting the belt back from Izzy in that cage match was was, insane. And then we saw in Houston last week, she retained the title, and in the rematch against Izzy, she retained the title, and then Blake from the depths of hell dragged her down basically to hell, and then stole the NXT North American title. Then last week, 2 weeks ago we saw that. Then last week we saw Tatum go to Blake Monroe's hotel room and basically, say, "Here's Johnny," a little Shining reference. It says, "Bring my belt next week to New York." So they have a face-to-face this past Tuesday, and Tatum's like, "I'm gonna give you the biggest spotlight of your life," and Blake's like, "I'm interested." So she agreed to the match, and blah blah blah. So we're gonna get this match. I'm going with Blake Monroe to get her belt back officially, because she really never lost it, she said, and I agree, because they had that stupid technicality with Thea Hale. That was a mess. They should have just had the rematch, give it back to Blake. We wouldn't be here, probably. But anyway. But I'm going to go with Blake Monroe, become a two-time Women's North American Champion. I think Tatum's going to do something else. I know the fans love her. I like her, because she has that Daphne, Rosemary type feel in her character. I like that. Because God rest your mighty soul, Shannon. Rosemary, I'm not very... Daphne. I know, Rosemary's gonna fucking kill me now. That'd be a good thing. But I digress. But, I like her character. She's getting good on the mic. But, she's running into a buzzsaw like Blake Monroe. And I think Blake is gonna beat her ass tonight. So I'm going with Blake Monroe to become a two-time Women's North American Champion. And that's that. Then we got the big one, the main event of the evening. Fatal 4-way match for the NXT Men's World Championship. We got the champ, that guy named Joe Hendry. Absolute Ricky Starks to the post. We got Ego, Ethan Page. And my cousin, you know him, you love him. You can't get enough of him. That's my cousin, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo, who gets me a chicken parmesan hero, and I don't have to pay $9.95. You pay it. I pay $2. You get it for $9.95 at your local store, or whatever you pay. I pay $2 because he's my legit cousin. He's not here right now. He's getting ready. So, but this is gonna be a great match. Joe winning the belt. It is what it is. Ricky and Ethan, they're kind of teaming up, then they're kind of like, what are you doing? Costing them the belt and everything, and blah, blah, blah. And then Tony D coming back with the Craven-like gear and everything. He's like a hunter now. And, he beat the shit out of Dark State. And now Phase 2 is happening, and that's become the new NXT North American Champion. He's gonna run through them like a fucking freight train, and I think he will. I'm trying not to be biased, but I'm gonna be biased anyway. I'm going with my cousin Tony D'Angelo become the new NXT World Heavyweight Champion, or we're gonna riot. I don't want Joe Hendry with the belt anymore. He is boring. His aura is gone. Even when he was TNA champ, it was boring. And he got destroyed by our good buddy Randy Orton. And it's not in this voice. Dewey Cutter, Mania, bang! Bye-bye to Joe Hendry's aura. And then he lost the belt to Trick Willie. That was fun. But we have that. But now he has the NXT World title. And I'm not feeling his run. I'm not feeling it. Yeah, he defended against Ricky Starks. He retained it. Big fucking whoop. He won in that ladder match. Big fucking whoop. He should have never won it. Should have been Ricky Starks. Just my opinion. But, and everybody's coming for him. Ricky wants the belt back. Ethan getting out of that Canadian national title scene when he had the belt and lost to Miles Bourne. Tony coming back. He wants redemption. So, it's gonna come to a head. And we saw what happened on Tuesday where Tony put Tony put Ricky Starks through the table, and Joe Hendry put Ethan through the table, or vice versa that. But it's going to be insane. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be fun. Hopefully fun. But like I said, I'm going with Tony D, my cousin, to get the win and become the new champ. And then the Reign, the Don. Or the new, well, not can't call him, I guess you can still call him the Don, because he still is the Don of NXT. But, you know, a new look, a new regime, if you will, for Tony D'Angelo, and I think he's going to have a nice, long run with that belt. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, that's my predictions, everybody. And that's pretty much it. So, just to recap, I got Team Shiloh to win the 10-person mixed tag team match on the pre-show. And on the main show, I got Rayo and Bravo, Los Americanos, to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions as they beat the Vanity Project. I got Johnny Gargano to become a 4-time Men's North American Champion as he beats Miles Bourne. I got Kendall Gray to become the new NXT Women's Champion. I got Delta to beat Sol Ruka. I got Blake Monroe to become a 2-time Women's North American Champion. And in the main event, like I said, my cousin Tony D will become the new NXT North American Champion. Excuse me, NXT World Heavyweight Champion. So we got that. Alright, so leave me your thoughts and opinions down below. Who do you think is going to win tonight at Stand and Deliver? Should be a great pay-per-view, as always. And that's pretty much it. So leave me your predictions down below. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright guys, I am out of here. I will be back later tonight with your SmackDown review. I was going to do a lot of videos today, but I do have some plans, so I have to change that. But I will do SmackDown tonight, later tonight. We'll talk about Stand and Deliver tomorrow, early tomorrow, because I do have Easter plans. And then late Sunday night, we'll talk about TNA and Ring of Honor. Monday, we'll talk about Collision and Dynamite. We'll do another twofer for that on the Peter Joseph channel. And then get you ready for Monday Night Raw, as will be 12 days away from Mania. So we're about a week and a half away from Mania as we get to Monday. So we got that. So gonna be an exciting time. Next SmackDown is gonna be in San Jose next week. I don't know where Raw is this week. I think it's on the West Coast as well. Because I know April 13th, that Roman's coming back for that show. That's gonna be in Sacktown, Sacramento. And then we're going right to Vegas on Friday for SmackDown, the Hall of Fame, and the kickoff show as well. And then we got Mania 2 weeks from tonight in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, and Sunday the 19th. And also Monday Night Raw on April the 20th is in Vegas. So a big, huge week coming up from April 13th to April 20th. That's WrestleMania week. And then after, we just stay home and do nothing until SummerSlam. That's the next big pay-per-view. And then we got Backlash, we got Clash in Italy coming up. We supposedly have Night of Champions in June. That might get changed, we don't know yet. I don't know if they're doing King of the Ring, or King and Queen of the Ring. But we do got SummerSlam August 1st and 2nd. That's in Minneapolis, I believe. That might be Brock's, retirement. We'll see about that. Well, that's going to be big. And then at the end of August for AEW, we got All In. That's going to be massively huge in London. And then in September, we got a lot of shit there, or out sometime around that time. Ring of Honor might have some shows soon. I don't know when, but I don't know when Supercard is going to be, or even Death Before Dishonor. They only have like 3-4 pay-per-views. That's sad. Remember back in the day when Ring of Honor had a pay-per-view almost every month? Not every month, like every 2-3 months. But we do know, usually around April, around some WrestleMania time with Supercard. Then you have Death Before Dishonor, then you had Glory by Honor, also Extravaganza, right around the summertime. And then we all know December is Final Battle. We all know that. That's just stapled in December. And it usually was always in New York. Then it went to Baltimore. Then it went to I think one was in Philly. Now it was in Texas. Then it came back to New York last year. Thank you for the birthday present, Tony Khan. Not last year, 2 years ago. Last year, what was last year? I forget what last year's was. It was in Ohio. Ugh. But, bring back Final Battle to New York where it's supposed to be. Don't put it in some winky-dink bingo hall in Ohio or Indiana or Texas. Blech. New York is where it's at. You're saying. For Final Battle. Give me another birthday present, Tony Khan, and give me a job, too. Just saying. So, if you follow Tony Khan, DM that motherfucker and tell him, hey, you got a guy in New York, he's a great guy, he does great videos, and he could be a great asset to your company. On commentary, interviews, I'll even set up the fucking ring. I don't want to give a fuck. I'll stay away from your coke stash, Tony Khan, because I don't do that shit. You might have to keep me away from Mina Shirakawa. Maybe, because that's my wife, so. But I digress. Mina! I love you. But we get that. Keep you away from, half the women's roster, then I'll be fine. But yeah, set me up an apartment in Jacksonville or Orlando. I don't care. Be with the missus. We'll have fun. And then, every so often, I'll go on the road here and there. And not every fucking day, I have to be there on Wednesday and Thursday, or Wednesday and Saturday. I go, give me a plane, or I'll travel with one of the wrestlers, like maybe I'll hang out with Jon Moxley and well, I would hang out with Moxley and Renee Paquette, but I'm not driving with William Yuta. Fuck him! If I have to, I'm not sitting next to you, dude. I am not sitting next to you. I'll sit next to Claudio and talk about coffee. Welcome to my cafe. I am Claudio. Say, hey Claudio, can we go to Starbucks or go to a cafe? Just try some coffee. Film it for YouTube. Shh. Kidding. I'll even drive with Roddy and Marina Shafir. I'll have a good time. Roddy! Adam! But, I'll travel with some of the wrestlers, I wouldn't give a fuck. Have a good time, talk some wrestling, What do you do here? I don't know, I'm just here, Oh, you're the new guy. We gotta break you in. Not like that, you morons. But I would do almost anything for Tony Khan. Maybe Hunter, too. I mean, Hunter, I know I make fun of the company and I make fun of you, Hi, Steph! But I work for Hunter. I don't care. Do your job! Shut up, Hunter. Keep me away from Steph. I'll steal her. No, you won't! Like, yes, I will! Because I got a bigger nose and a bigger cock than you! Okay. Okay, I went off the tangent there. Sorry. Stop it! Anyway. She's going nuts. Anyway. Alright, I gotta go because I'm going nuts. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. And until next time. Peace. Ugh.